everyone, thanks for coming back for another anime figure opening video today. Today we're going to be looking at the 300 yen Veldora Tempest figure we picked up the other week. I'm really kind of excited to open this because I don't know what's in here. Well, I know there's a figure in there. I mean, I hope there's a figure in there. 300 yen, I mean, this is an absolute steal. But let's kick things off and take a quick look at the box. So as you can see, this box is actually very, very shiny. It's quite glossy, so it's going to have a lot of reflection going on here. We also have the Banpresto logo up here, and you can see we have our nice tsundere dragon in the background, Mr. or Miss Veldora Tempest. Here it does say Verudora, because of course this is a challenging Japanese sound, so Verudora is written out. And that time I got reincarnated as a slime down here. We also have our Tensura logo down here, and again the same stuff over here. And then our Bandai logo at the bottom. So that's the front. On the side over here, we have a pretty cool shot of Veldora looking off at the distance with their arms crossed at the bottom. Pretty funky. Veldora Tempest written at the bottom over there. That is the same on the other side. This one's actually looking towards us, a little bit cooler, so pretty funky. And there is actually a small image there just of Veldora themselves, just down there. So kind of cool. And then finally on the other side, I guess the second front, we have Veldora Tempest looking off at the distance with his or her cave behind them. Him? I'm just going to say him for now. I believe it's a him. And then down here we have our Bandai Spirits address, so you can send post there if you wanted. At the bottom, and we'll turn this around, we have all the Japanese safety information as you would expect. And on the top, we just have our Tensura, the Japanese logo. There you go. We also have Jaya Prize logos and this Kodansha logo over here, just to show that it is official goods. But hey, let's not waste much time. Let's get into opening this box. Okay, and in with our knife. So yeah, as I said, this was 300 yen, an absolute steal. I don't know why it was so cheap. So this might already have been opened, but it looks like the tape was actually original. So here we go. All right, let's get this. Oh. It's really hard to open with these gloves on, so... Oh, wow. Why can't I open that? There we go. Alright, we have our QR codes again. We don't need to look at those. And this is also taped down, so I guess we're going to get our knife back in and get that little bit of tape there. And hopefully, now we can see it's actually in its original packaging. Wow, look at that. Okay, so this is kind of a pain. Let me just... Ah, so much tape. Look at this. So first off, you guys can't tell this, but it smells new. Yeah, it's got that kind of new smell to it, so kind of interesting. And it looks as though everything in here is in its original packaging. Wow, that's pretty cool. Wow, what a steal. 300 yen. All right, let me put this together and then we'll have a look together. All right, give me a sec. Okay, so we've just unpackaged everything. The first thing I will introduce is that we don't have a stand. We actually have 4 pieces, a tail, 2 wings, and a body. Now let's try and put this together. I'm kind of interested in how these wings are going to go in. I believe this one is this side, the one over here. Yeah, okay, so I guess we're just going to slot that in. And wow, it actually slots quite nicely. Oh, that's funky. We also have this one over here, which will go into this slot. So we'll just put that in like so. Wow, that actually slides in quite nicely. So again, that's pretty cool. And then finally we have the tail, which will go in like this. And I guess it's also going to work as a support for the stand. So, wow, look at that! Oh, wow, that's really cool. Okay, let's kick things off by looking at his face. So, as we can see on this face, we have a nice bit of detail with a lot of scales all over there. There's a nice kind of blue highlight there in the background, which is pretty cool. We can see that the eyes have a bit of red kind of coming off of them with a kind of more bluey silver center, just to highlight where the eyes are. You can also see that there are just a couple of teeth kind of sticking on the mouth there. And apologies if the focus is going weird, it seems to be focusing on different parts of this figure. So let's try and cover everything but the head, that might work. Oh, that does kind of work. That's the same over here, so we have a few teeth kind of sticking out there. And we can see that the snout as well has a few tiny little holes there kind of detailed and painted on, just to show where they would be. We also have these horns on the side. One comes up in a nice curve, and there's actually a little bit of blue shading going on there, which is pretty funky. Same with this one going off at the back, and that is exactly the same over here, so it's pretty funky. We can also see that the neck itself is pretty long. It goes all the way around, and there's a nice kind of like shielding here underneath, some nice kind of layers for each bend on the neck. And, oh, this is hard to turn around. We have a lot of spines coming off here. So this is very, very detailed. Now, it's extremely rough, so I'm very worried about breaking these gloves, but you can see that there's a nice kind of textured pattern going all the way down the back. This comes off in a few bigger spines in the middle here, and then that goes all the way down the tail, all the way to the end. The tip has a few spikes coming off it too, if we can focus on that. There we go. So that's pretty funky. And then underneath, again, we have this nice kind of blue pattern going all the way on the undertail and the underbelly itself. So yeah, pretty funky. We also have a six pack, that's a thing. A six pack under here, so pretty interesting. We can also see that his arms are crossed with a few kind of sharp talons coming off the back. So pretty funky. He has a few muscles there, kind of built in, or designed in. And then we also have a lot of spikes coming off the top, so off his shoulders. So pretty sharp. Yeah, wow, this looks quite dangerous. Kind of moving away from the body a bit, because we covered that really quickly in this video. So yeah, it was kind of surprising. It's really hard doing a figure that's not human. We can see that these wings actually are really, really pretty. Unfortunately, the plastic itself seems quite cheap and very weak. I'm very worried that this would break if I picked at it too much, so do be careful with that. But you can actually see that the wings themselves have this lovely texture to them. There's actually kind of like a veiny kind of look to it, with like kind of splotches of paint that have just been left on here. So that's pretty funky. We can see that the top of the wing as well comes up quite nicely with some beautiful little spikes at the top over here. And that's the same on the back too, and it did just catch my glove. It does also have one big horn, or kind of like, yeah, I guess that's a horn, right? There's a horn only on a face? I don't know. It's got this spike coming out, so pretty cool from the top of the wing. And then it comes all the way down again with that same kind of black and blue pattern on the rest of this figure. It's exactly the same on the other side too, so we don't need to go into too much detail here, but it does have that nice kind of spiny pattern, that nice kind of like horny thing coming out, and it comes all the way down to the end. So yeah, it's pretty funky. And for 300 yen, what a steal! Very, very impressed with that. That's kind of cool. Okay, so that was actually a really, really quick review. Again, it's not human, so I don't really know what kind of detail to go into. But hey, don't just take my word for it. Let me give you all a few pretty shots of this really cool Veldora figure. So let's take a look.
Sonnenschein und dann mit dir im Wald allein. Weiter brauch ich nichts zum Glücklichsein. Wochenend und Sonnenschein.
Alright, and let's put you on the shelf. Now, I did want to put them back here with the other Tensura figures, but there are many, many rems in the way. So we're just going to put it down here with some of our Shingeki no Kyojin figures, just because why not? And Yeah, wow, that wingspan takes up a lot of space. Wow, that's actually kind of... Wow, what a waste of space. Yeah, I might rearrange that later. But yeah, what a funky figure. Oh my god, that's dusty. Ugh. But what a funky figure. And for 300 yen, that's just a steal. Very, very surprised at that. But hey, thanks again for tuning into today's video. We have a lot more figures coming very, very soon, so please look forward to that. And I'll see you in another figure video coming, well, very, very soon. Alright, bye!